Despite its bright and colorful art style, Okami is far from a lighthearted game, with many of the game's major bosses coming off as menacing, strange, or just creepy as all hell. But in most cases, the level leading up to each boss is fairly tame when compared to what's at the end. So what happens if we decide to up the ante with one of the locations? The Sunken Ship from Okami is probably one of the more out there levels in the game. When you enter the ship and exorcise the ghosts haunting the place, you find treasure, only to find that the treasure chests have demons in them. It only gets worse from here. Later you find yourself in a room with a giant pile of bones, and 2 mid-bosses, that turn out to be 2 halves of a giant rotting shark. You know what, let's just brighten up the place with some sunlight, which incidentally floods the ship. After flooding the ship, a giant seaweed monster shows up and gets very creative in its attempts to try and crush you. And that's not to mention the ghosts of the Spider Queen and Crimson Helm haunting the ship, and for some reason are immune to being exorcised, and have a knack for breaking the 4th wall. Lovely. It's a good thing this level is short, ending once you get to the treasure room. I can only imagine how this level can get any weirder. Creative as it is strange, the Sunken Ship earns its place at number 5. Super Paper Mario is probably one of the stranger games in the Mario series. It makes me wonder if anyone at Nintendo noticed the weird boss where a girl transforms into a spider by snapping her own neck, a destroyed world devoid of life, the river of twigs, etc. It is for that reason why the real number 4 instead goes to a moment from New Super Mario Bros. Of all the games in the Mario series, you'd think this game would be completely harmless to avoid alienating anyone from enjoying the game. And for the most part, it does exactly that. Except for one moment early on. The first world boss starts off as normal, with Mario, Bowser, and a switch at the end, harkening back to the original fight on the NES. Everything goes as normal, then... What the hell, Nintendo? Was there some minimum requirement for nightmare fuel in your game? Falling into the lava just isn't enough. We need to show Bowser losing his skin. What I find more odd is that none of the other bosses in the game have death animations like this. So I'm left wondering, why? Well, we did get Dry Bowser out of this, so that's cool, I guess. For many people, there was that scary moment in a mostly child-friendly nostalgic title. A lot of people gravitate to the piano from Mario 64, but I have my own different form of nightmare fuel from years past. So there I was, young me, playing Sly 3 on the PS2. It was a mostly harmless game up until I got to the underwater level at Bloodbath Bay. When I was done with the level, you'd swear that I saw a ghost. Or that I was a ghost. Let me give Sucker Punch some credit for making the swimming controls as clunky as swimming in real life, and for a border around the screen that works in drawing in the player. The first part is easy, get some items and avoid the jellyfish and sharks that thankfully can be killed off from a distance. It's the second part where everything goes horribly wrong. This part involves going into the bottom of the reef to collect 2 fish with the risk of being attacked by a... shark! Once that nightmare is over, you need to get the bones from hammerhead sharks, which involves directly confronting them and they don't die in one hit like all the other sharks. Isn't that just lovely? While this level doesn't scare me as much as an adult, just the idea of being trapped underwater with carnivores that can swim faster than me still sends chills up my spine to this very day. Fallout. This series is known for its dark elements around every corner of its post-apocalyptic world, which is strange that the part that continuously puts me on edge is so simple and harmless in context, that being the metro tunnels. What's creepy about the metro tunnels is the fact that they're dark, inciting the fear of the unknown. Yeah, it gets dark in the overworld as well, but that can be avoided by traveling primarily in the daytime. The metro tunnels are dark all the time, which doesn't help the fact that you have to travel through them. Oh wait, your Pip-Boy has a flashlight. A flashlight that only illuminates around your body and makes it easier for enemies to see you. Great. That and the ambient sounds of the tunnel somehow finds a way to put me on the edge of my seat, and the echo found in the tunnel makes the ghouls, super mutants, raiders, or whatever else populates the tunnel much harder to find. And all of this from several copied and pasted tunnels populated all over the wasteland. On paper, this is the least menacing thing in the game when compared to, say, a town of cannibals. However, with all of the other shocking stuff in the game, it's mostly based on shocking the player, which in my case had a one-time effect. So having the most subtle and minuscule part of the game continuously affect me shows some smart design on Bethesda's part. Shin Megami Tensei 4. When this game isn't being extremely weird, it's attempting to be morally ambiguous with dark moments that make other games look weak in comparison. After entering the demon-infested Tokyo, you hear about a pill called Reds, which appear to be an alternative food for demons to hopefully leave humans alone. Later you run into a man named Taima, who exchanges the safety of a fellow samurai for the destruction of a demon called Lilith. After finding Lilith, she tells you to look at her enemy, Taima, to see what the true face of evil looks like. Taima just so happens to own the factory producing Reds, and due to morbid curiosity, the group decides to investigate. On a complete side note, Taima has a small group of people, children included, living in his utopia. Just something to keep in mind. My experiences are as such. Wait, people live here? Seems awfully sterile. Wait, why would the employment be wearing gas masks? There's nothing hazardous in here. And did he just use the word harvest? That's a word used for food, not people. Oh god, what the hell happened to him?
I'm going to study hard. I'm going to study hard.
Anyone else freaking out here? Okay, the top floor. Now I will get to the bottom of this. Alright, Assad, what the hell is going on here?
During orientation, we raise the people we take from the underground cities here, and when the time comes, we harvest their brains.
Oh god, I think I was better off for not knowing. Well, at least the optional boss is a riot, right?
Yasumagachi!
It's Gamagachiki indeed. Did I mention that this game is weird? I have to give the guys over at Atlas some credit. They found a way to make a level from a non-horror game still find a way to make my skin crawl. This is the Renegade Master, and I'm signing out. Happy Halloween, everyone.